Okay. Other expression you can use is on the rack. On the rack también es como decir estoy hasta la coronilla, estoy hasta, ya no puedo más. You can say like this. Well, you could say I'm on my nerves, or you can say it puts me on my nerves. You say this usually when something makes you angry, annoyed, but also it's related to stress. You could say agitated, que sería como agitado. Uneasy. No, sorry. Unease. Ease, cuando dices easy, es como fácil, pero también es como relajado. Easy. Ease es como aliviar, entonces unease quiere decir que estás sin estar, sin poderte relajar. Yeah, that we could say like this. Tense, of course, we can say tense, tenso. Unmanned, it's another expression. You can say unmanned. Edgy. Edge es el borde, por ejemplo, de aquí del escritorio. Es un borde de un acantilado, ¿no? It can be the edge of a cliff, of the mountain. So when you say edge es eso, como que estás al borde, ¿ok? Worn out es mezclar esto, pero también con la fatiga física. So it could be like you are stressed, but you're also tired, and you have the two things mixed, then you can say I'm worn out. A typical expression you can use too is I'm done, como estoy acabado, ya, no puedo más, I'm done. You can say this not only for stress, but also when you feel very tired. Si estás muy cansado, dices, ya que acabe este año, ya que acabe la semana, ya que acabe el día. Well, you're done. You can say, I am done. Done también se puede decir cuando terminaste algo, ¿no? Como, done, acabé. Pero cuando tú dices, I'm done, entonces eso es acabado, estar, sentirse agotado. So you can see that we are relating stress with tiredness. Do you think there is any relation between, because some of these expressions can be used for the same. Fíjense, todas estas expresiones, stressed out, burned out, overwhelmed, on the rack, on my nerves, agitated, unease, some of them can be related also to some expressions of tiredness, de cansancio. Do you think that there is anything related between stress and tiredness? What do you think? ¿Hay algo relacionado entre el estrés y el cansancio? Is there anything in common, or is they are totally different things?
One, ¿cómo se diría? Es que una hace la otra, ¿no?
Yeah. Which stress makes tiredness, or
Stress.
tiredness makes stress? Mm-hmm.
Okay. In
It's an
both
interesting
directions,
thing, right?
actually.
Yes, both things can make you feel stressed. Actually, you can be on a bad mood. Puedes decir, I am on a bad mood. Estar de mal humor. What things can make you in a bad mood? Well, the physical need, for example, hunger, que es el hambre, lack of sleep, falta de sueño. Okay. So I was asking your partner, what causes each other? Tiredness can cause stress, or stress can cause tiredness. I think that they can go both ways, but I think it's very common that when you're stressed, it's easily to get tired. Like your emotions can do something like this. So you maybe think about the things that make you stressed. Do you ever have to deal with stress? Are you more a kind of stressed person, or laid back person? Laid back es una persona, laid back, vamos a ver esta expresión, laid back. Es una persona que es relajada, que casi siempre mantiene la calma y la templanza. So you will never see them stressed, right? Very opposite from a person who would be on fire when they are mad. They will go to violence, they will scream, they will do crazy things. How do you, I mean, a stressed person can not necessarily do these things. Si es una persona que es estresada, tampoco es necesario que vayas, salgas a la calle y que golpees a alguien, ¿no? O no sé. But which do you relate more for you? Is it easier to remain stressed for you or to stay in a laid back, good mood? How do you feel about it? Are you more a stressed person or more a laid back person?
I become a laid back person for my job because I don't have time to get stressed. I have to solve problems of the office and of our all users. Then it helps.
Mhm.
And there are a lot, 450 users that, and we are only 3 persons in IT support. So we sometimes we get over, how do you say, overwhelmed. But
Overwhelmed?
we, we we have to be templates, a later person.
Excellent. You mentioned something very important to me, that is productivity. And it's true. Stress can be, we could say that something that consumes or drains, drain es drenar, ¿no? Ok, el estrés puede drenar esa productividad. So he said something that is true. You get stressed or entertained with a person, what happens? You lose time, right? What happens if you fight, for example, with a person in the street? You are driving. It happens to me many times that they are not careful. I'm sure for you happens the same. If you are driving and this person is not careful and you are arguing with the person, right? If you stop just to fight with the person, or at your think about any situation. You stop just to argue with a person. Te detienes solamente, dejas de ser productivo porque te enfocas en pelear con una persona. So it's not productive, right? It's not beneficial, right? It's not beneficial for you. So how about, but sometimes it's difficult, right? Now getting stressed from time to time doesn't mean that you are a stressed person. A stressed person maybe could be someone who always has this problem of stress, right? Que casi siempre se siente estresado. Which are you? Daniela, ¿cómo te identificas? ¿Stressed person or laid back person?
Laid back person.
Yeah, very well. I'm glad to hear that. Gabriel, are you a stressed person or laid back person?
Sometimes a stressed person and sometimes laid back person.
Yeah. Are you too perfectionist? ¿Eres perfeccionista?
If I say no, it's a lie. So the answer is yes.
Honestly, okay, very well. So that's an interesting thing. Sometimes we don't get stressed with to other people or about other person's actions, but we get stressed about our own faults and about our own actions. Nos estresamos con nosotros solitos, ¿no? No necesitamos salir a la calle o convivir con una persona because we ourselves And we could do something called auto-sabotage. 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 There are things like a psychologist could tell you many things about, but I'm not, so I'm just telling you like some things I've heard. But these are some terms, like you say, we're gaining a lot of vocabulary now talking about this topic. Fernanda, do you consider yourself to be a stressed person or a laid back person?
A stress person.
Okay. Okay. Are you a perfectionist?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. Thanks for sharing. Moni, are you a stressed person or a laid back person?
Stress person.
Person.
But I think it's for my anxiety.
Anxiety. Ansiedad.
So it's for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Very well. Flor, how about you? Are you a stressed person or are you a laid back person?
The first. The first
The first, stressed.
stress. Mhm.
Okay. Well, so there are many things that can make us stress. People, job, I don't know, socializing, personal relationships. So what are some tips? We're going to listen to some tips. Maybe you could also share. Tenemos vocabulario que utilizamos para hablar de estrés. Y vamos a ver vocabulario también para cómo reducir estrés también, right?
Teacher,
Yeah?
and this month November, in November
Mm-hmm.
I have much to work and tengo mucho estrés y hasta la espalda me duele del estrés.
Yeah, I feel you.
I feel enfermé.
I
because-
got sick.
Yes, porque no solo me duele aquí la nuca, sino hasta abajo se me fue como el
Espalda
estrés, sí, casi a media
Mm.
espalda. Entonces, tengo mucho estrés, mucho, very, very, very.
Very, a lot of stress.
Yeah.
You know, something I can tell you is a practical thing, massage. There's a massage, full body massage. They are not very expensive. Hay algunos que son más caros, otros no tanto. Un buen masaje de espalda. Wow. Every time I receive a message, yo cada vez que voy a un masaje, me duermo en los masajes. I don't know what they do, but it's magic. It helps.
I think that.
Yes, that can help. Some people even face something called face paralysis, que se les va la boca de lado, como no, pero bueno, perdón por eso, pero sí se les paraliza la cara por estrés. O no sé si por estrés o por otras razones, but they associated. I have friends, tengo amigos que les pasa eso. But they have some things, you know, they are too perfectionist, son muy perfeccionistas. They care too much about what other people say of them. Be careful about that. And there are some things, your body feels it, you know. They say the emotions can sicken your body, ¿sí? Desde las emociones pueden enfermar a tu cuerpo y así. Oscar says something interesting, that is, get busy instead of worrying. That's something interesting. It says, the thing in Spanish is something interesting because we say preocupación, right? Y eso es antes de ocuparse, right?
Sí, así decía mi
So,
papá.
yes,
Ocúpate en lugar de preocuparte.
exactly, ocúpate. So, and sometimes it's like this. We are worried, estamos preocupados porque no nos hemos quizá ocupado. Entonces, ya ocupándonos, aunque no se haya resolvido todavía el problema, but you're doing something. Well, and what is the doctor that can help with stress? What do you think that is the name of in English of the doctor that can help you to manage your emotions? ¿Qué clase de especialista te ayuda a controlar las emociones?
I don't know. ¿Psicólogo?
The bartender.
The bartender. Ajá. The
Psychologist.
Ajá. The wizards, the chamanes in Tulum.
Exactly.
Yeah. Doctor Mushroom. Yeah. Okay. So psychologist, right? We have two things. Some say psychologist is not a doctor, but we also have the psychiatrist, psychologist and psychiatrist. They are health specialists or psychiatrists, at least is the health specialist for emotions and psychology. Some people think that going to psychologists could be like a very hard step to take. But you know, we have things, we have problems, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of problem you have, we all are prone to have stress. Okay, let's listen to what the doctor Jamieson suggests. Vamos a ver qué consejos da el doctor.
2. Stressed out. Page 16. Listening. Take it easy.
Circle the things Dr. Jamieson
Okay,
suggests.
so we're coming up to the end of the school year. And we all know what that means. Stress, stress, and more stress. You have tons of studying to do, but there just isn't enough time and you're not getting enough sleep. That's bad news. You're not just stressed, you're exhausted. We've invited a psychologist to the studio today, Dr. Hilary Jamieson, to tell us what teenagers should do to fight stress. Hi, Dr. Jamieson. So, what are your top tips for fighting stress?
Well, first of all, you have to be realistic about how much work you need to do and how much time you have to do it. Be organized. Create a realistic schedule and follow it. But you shouldn't just study. Remember, other things are important too.
Such as?
Well, it's pretty simple. The 3 essential things to remember are: 1. You need sleep. You should sleep 8 or 9 hours a night. 2. You should eat well. And 3. You should stay in shape. You don't have to be an athlete or a sports star, but you ought to get some kind of exercise every day. It relaxes your mind and gives you more energy. Go running, go swimming, go dancing. It's incredible how much exercise can help.
Okay, that sounds simple enough. Do you have any other tips to share?
Yes, it's important to talk to people about what's worrying you. Talk to your friends, your family, your teachers. Talk to people who can help you relax. Another thing, when you're in the middle of a test or writing an important paper and you're feeling stressed, it's hard to relax. Take a long, deep breath. Think about something different. And stretch your arms and your legs. Just for a minute. That's enough. and good luck.
Thank you for being with us today. And remember, listeners, if you have any questions, text or call us here at 232-555-1298.
Good. Okay, so what are the suggestions? ¿Cuáles son las sugerencias de la doctora?
Talk to someone.
Excellent. One of them is talk to someone. Which other one?
Make a schedule and keep to it.
Yes. Being organized can save you time, right? Even though planning consumes time, can be stressing, can be overwhelming. Como planear todo lo que harás durante un día, durante un mes, ¿no? Tus metas y eso. Can be overwhelming, but just planning is how you can make sure you finish everything. What is other thing? Other recommendation?
Listen to music or watching TV.
Yes. Other recommendation?
Break, deep fly, and try to relax.
Yeah. Another one?
To exercise.
Yes. So it's all of them. Did she mention something about friends? I don't think so. And about number 4? I don't remember if she said music or TV. Did she?
To go the finish week with friends.
So we could
Yeah.
say all of them. Well, all of them are good recommendations, in fact.
Here to go drink alcohol.
Yeah. Drink alcohol and
Dance.
yeah. Very well. And go into Tulum and consume mushroom.
Punta Allen.
But I know I
But
mean
in about.
yeah. In both, please.
Yes.
Because if you want to go there to not be stressed, but you go back with your car all broken, you will be more
One
stressed.
piece.
Yeah, on one piece. Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, and will you add any recommendation, guys? Something that has worked to you? Vamos a añadir alguna otra recomendación. I would say, I don't know, I would say,
My recommendation.
you start. Wait, business, no tengo buenas sugerencias. Flor?
It's my recommendation.
Uh-huh.
No, is take shower
Take a shower.
with agua calientita.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very well.
And drink tea. Beber un tecito.
Drink tequila.
No, tequila no.
Jacuzzi and champagne.
And champagne.
Tequila no.
Mm.
Un té de drink a tea. De hierbas. Yeah.
Okay, herbs de pasiflora, ¿no?
De marihuana, no.
Marijuana.
No. De canela or manzanilla.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Or
Not coffee, right?
no coffee.
Not coffee.
No.
Especially if you are an anxious person. Si es una persona ansiosa, desaconsejan el café, right? For me, it's difficult. I have to avoid it for 2 reasons. First, coffee makes me crazy. El café me hace sentir ansioso. Like I don't know if you have ever experienced, como que me siento incómodo conmigo mismo. como que no sé qué me inquieta, pero algo me inquieta y estoy así como, no al grado de estar tembloroso o así, but it's for me, it's like this. And the other thing is for my stomach. Ya no he tomado, yo creo que alcohol en 2 meses y café lo he descontinuado por lo mismo del estómago. So I can't because I have gastritis.
Hay un café de hongo muy bueno.
¿Café
Ese es el que
de
yo tomo.
hongos?
Sí,
Really?
y sabe igualito al café y no hace daño.
Wow.
Makes you
Invo-
fly.
And it has any psychedelic effects? ¿Tiene algún efecto psicodélico?
No, no, es sano, es legal.
Okay, it's legal. Okay.
Colitas tea.
Colitas tea,
Marihuana.
marijuana tea.
Teacher, para la gastritis, tome drink tea de compre la cáscara de víbora, así el palo de víbora, y con eso se va a componer de la gastritis.
Okay, but it's not a snake, right? No es una serpiente. It's just the name of
No,
the plant.
es
Okay.
es un árbol y
Ah.
y es como que reestructura la flora intestinal.
I will try because I felt better. I miss it. Extraño mucho el café.
Yeah.
To start my day because it gave me como que me daba esa energía que necesitaba en la mañana. And now I have like to do it myself. It's hard. And obviously I miss sometimes the alcohol to relax. But Flor said something, take a shower and drink a tea. There were at least two philosophers, habían dos filósofos que decían que uno de los consejos que daban para ser feliz es dormir y tomar un baño. One of them was Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche, and the other one, I don't remember if it was Socrates or Platón. Sócrates o Platón, alguien decía que aconsejaba es un baño y una siesta. Esa es una de las claves they were talking about to renew your soul, para renovar tu alma, right? That's a good thing. So, and that's one of the most relaxing things. You take a hot shower, un baño calientito, a dormir y un té, right? That sounds a good plan. Daniela, what advice would you give us that is not marijuana, that is not alcohol and illegal stuff?
No entendí bien qué me gustaba o qué era, teacher.
Give us an advice, un consejo para las personas estresadas como nosotros.
Play soccer, run, and
Okay.
bike, andar en bicicleta, creo que es bis-
Bike,
bike, algo así.
biking. Okay, good. Physical activity, that's another thing. No tienes tiempo para estar estresado si estás cansado.
Ujú,
Eso no.
de hecho.
Si ya te consumió el trabajo físico, no hay nada emocional que te pueda consumir. Okay, Moni, what advice do you give? Aparte del mushroom coffee. No, eso era para la gastritis, ¿no?
Sí, ese es para no morir con el café.
Oh,
I use lavender oil,
ajá.
but, bueno, eso funciona más si eres mujer. But with the men, the oil of cedro.
Cedar. Ajá, en
Cedar?
inglés se dice cedar.
The oil of cedar is better.
Okay, very well.
Y con ese
Excellent.
me dejo.
Very well. Thank you. Well, I think I will try this because sometimes I get stressed. I think I didn't tell you, but I'm more an anxious person. Not because of anything happening in my life, but it's just my nature. Es mi naturaleza. They can be many things. Genetics, puede ser un poco de genética. There can be other factors, trauma, of course, también traumas, mucho trabajo, a lot of work. There are many circumstances. I have to tell you, I don't have a stress in life. No tengo realmente una vida estresante. But in my case, it's more for the way I was raised, because my parents, they were ultra stressed, like a really high level, like super stressed, like, I don't know. But I think that little by little, I learned to control emotions better. Fernanda, can you give us an advice, please, against something legal?
No escuché muy bien, profe. ¿Me podría volver a repetir?
Yes, give us an advice, a suggestion, un consejo, sugerencia, for
Uy,
stressed people like us.
I practice, bueno, practicar un deporte ayuda mucho.
Good. Very well.
Y pues creo que dormir bien.
Well, yeah.
Y bueno, eso es lo que he visto que hace mi hermana para no estresarse tanto.
Okay, your sister. You don't get stressed very often. Entonces, ¿tú no te estresas tan seguido como ella?
Sí, de hecho sí me estreso más que ella, pero no, ella como que lo maneja así de esa forma.
Okay, very well. And that's productive because you kill two birds with one stone. Matas dos pájaros de un tiro porque aparte de que controlas el estrés, tu cuerpo se pone fuerte, el cuerpo agradece, right? I've always seen that, like, you can see many benefits of exercise, starting with your mood. It helps a lot. You know, you don't need to be the gym rat. Gym rat es una expresión de rata de gym, es una persona que se la pasa todo el tiempo en el gym. You don't need to be a gym rat. You can do any activity. In my case, I started walking. Yo lo que hacía siempre era caminar. I always walk. Then I started doing some exercise, like going to the gym. As you can see, I haven't been to the gym in a long time, but good advice. Thank you. Gabriel, what is an advice you give us? ¿Qué consejo nos das? If I go to you, Gabriel, I'm very stressed. Estoy estresado. Ayúdame. What will you tell me to do?
Sorry. For me, when I'm stressed, when I'm angry and hungry, I go to bed and I sleep. After I wake up, I feel like nothing happened. For me, that's advice.
Sleep, going to bed?
Yep.
Very well. I told you, it's ancestral wisdom. Eso es sabiduría ancestral. Lo han dicho los grandes filósofos. Dormir. ¿Estás triste? Dormir. ¿Estás ansioso? Go to sleep, right? But well, now if you spend a lot of time sleeping, si duermes mucho, también dice, no, estás deprimido. Okay. Oscar, what advice do you give us?
Well, what I do when I have time, and that ya pasado mucho tiempo, is a while that I don't do that, is roller skating. And after that, take off your shoes in a grass and fall asleep in césped. That feel the
Very
ground.
well. Excellent. Well, thank you for sharing the tips and also the illegal tips. I will tell you what works for me. I think there are two things. One of them are mental, like you don't need to do anything specific. You can just sit and you can do it yourself. Like You don't need to actually do something. So there are two things that I do. Una es simplemente sin moverte de donde estás, puedes calmar ese estrés. And there are some other things that you can do with action. I'm going to talk about the last one. So something that I really like is to keep busy, mantenerme ocupado, really busy. I want to fill my mind doing things. I prefer to have a day full of activity because I noticed that I'm able to do this. My anxiousness leads me to this. Como que veo esa ansiedad como si fuera un tipo de energía, ¿no? Pero también lo puedo utilizar. Instead of leaving it there inside me, I'll need to do things. Necesito mantenerme activo. So my job, my doing things at home, hacer cosas en casa. I really don't like hiring people. Prefiero yo arreglar cosas que hay que hacer en casa. Desde instalar una lavadora, electricidad, si puedo. El auto, I like to do everything. I don't like to go and people do things for me. Okay, that's for the practical way. And being organized, yo sufro porque no soy una persona organizada, o sea, honestamente, I'm not an organized person. I've changed and I'm more organized, but that's one of my weaknesses, es una debilidad. And as something you can do, I'm very logical person, soy una persona como muy lógica. Entonces yo siento que necesito a veces una razón lógica para calmarme, you know? So sometimes I try to always, instead of avoiding the bad thoughts, en lugar de evitar los pensamientos malos, yo los confronto, ¿no? So I'm like, what do I feel, no? That's what I ask. ¿Qué siento? Why do I feel it? ¿Por qué lo siento? Like, I don't like to avoid, como que no los evito, los enfrento. And then I try to see if there is a logical reason. And if not, well, I just let it go. And if there's a logical reason to feel like this, I try to fight it. Entonces, si algo que me estresa lo puedo enfrentar. So, I plan something, planeo una estrategia para atacar aquello que me estresa. That's how I do it. That's what helps me. Okay. Well, talking about emotions, how do we create emotions in English? You're going to see some different other emotions. One of them we talk about stressed, but we have also some other positive aspects too. Okay, so look at the pictures. Look at the first guy. How do you think he feels? How do you think letter A. How do you think the person in letter A feels like? ¿Cómo se siente la persona en la primera foto? And your left side.
Happiness.
Happy, yeah. We can say happy, que es feliz. You can say joyful. Joyful es como gozoso. We could say also happy, joyful, ecstatic, como extasiado, right? And, also the word joyful means more than happy. Joyful is like a state, a permanent state. Es decir, una persona que tiene la capacidad de casi mantenerse feliz todo el tiempo a pesar del estrés. So look at this guy, he's hugging life. Está abrazando la vida. He's like grateful, we could say. Agradecido también. Grateful. They say gratefulness is something that can help you to deal with stress, with bad emotions. You can be grateful. Okay, so he looks grateful. He doesn't care that maybe he's old. Quizá, pues bueno, ya es viejo, le duelen algunas cosas. Quizá esté enfermo de alguna cosa, but he's happy, right? Okay. Letter B, what do you see? What is the emotion in letter B? And we have some options too. Letter B is the guy that is doing sports. So how does he feel?
Tired.
Very well. Tired, we can also say exhausted. Exhausted. For example, for me, today was an exhausting day. We are in a new apartment now, and we were moving all our stuff. Y como les digo, a mí me gusta hacer las cosas yo y a mi manera, entonces pues estuvimos cambiando todos los muebles, and I was installing stuff. It was tiring for me. Letter C, what do you see in letter C? This girl is... Again, you have the options here.
Hedache.
Headache, muy bien. Tiene dolor de cabeza. Because she is
Stressed out.
stressed out. Very well. Letter D. What is that? I mean, the girl with this rock, this tie around her head. How does she feel?
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed. No sé qué le está viendo en el celular, pero ya le dio pena. Okay. Letter E, what is that?
It looks awful.
Yeah. Awful is like horrible. Como decir, me siento terrible, pues I feel awful. Yeah. You can say because emotions or because pain. Because of pain.
Le dio COVID ya.
Yeah, has COVID.
COVID because tiene bajas las defensas.
Yeah. He's
You need mushrooms.
a bit sick. He's a little bit, yeah. Yeah, it could be because you can say, I'm awful. Like you can say, no, I'm awful. I'm awful significa soy feo. ¿No? Entonces tienes que decir, I feel awful. Right? I feel awful. Ok, porque I'm awful, a diferencia de todos estos otros adjetivos, es feo. Entonces no quieres decir que eres feo o fea, sino que te sientes terrible. Ok. What about letter F? How do you think this girl feels because she's watching movies?
Terrified.
Terrified. Okay, by the way, we have terrible. Es terrible, también puedes decir I feel terrible, no I'm terrible, porque I'm terrible sería soy terrible, ¿no? Tienes que decir I feel terrible. Ok. Hay cambio de decir I'm terrible, I feel terrible. Y también existe la palabra terrific. Remember, terrific is something that is not bad. Terrific, lejos de lo que suena, que sea como terrífico. Terrific es algo positivo. Terrific means increíble. So you can say, how do you feel today? Y si alguien te dice, I feel terrific, bueno, significa que está teniendo el mejor día de su vida. So if someone says, I feel terrific, it's positive. So terrible, terrific, different things. And letter G, how do you think this woman feels?
She's in cloud 9.
Yeah. On cloud 9, very well, you remember the expressions. She's probably proud. Proud es orgullosa. Okay. Very well. So, These are, the emotions are adjectives. And let's see how we can create an emotion or talk about emotions. There are some adjectives that come from verb and that don't come from verb. Hay adjetivos que se forman, que son así, solitos. Podemos decir que son adjetivos primarios. Y hay adjetivos que se forman a partir de verbos. So, in the case of embarrassed, we could say that is the second type. Es un adjetivo que se forma a partir de un verbo, que en este caso sería embarrass. So, how do I turn embarrass into an adjective? ¿Cómo convierto el verbo en adjetivo? ¿Qué terminación le pongo a esto para convertirlo en adjetivo?
ING.
ed.
Sí.
And embarrassed now becomes an adjective, algo que describe. Entonces, embarrassed es el verbo avergonzar. Y embarrassed es avergonzado. Ok. Lo podemos relacionar por lo que decimos en español embarazoso, ¿no? Well, embarrassed. But you can also have, with this kind of verbs, con este tipo de adjetivos que provienen de los verbos, you can use embarrassed and use ing, and so it means a different thing. And now we have embarrassing. Embarrassing is how you feel. Embarrassing is what you produce or what something produces. Embarrassing sería lo embarazoso, lo vergonzoso, lo que ocasiona esto. ¿No? Si tú dices, I am embarrassed, quiere decir, estoy avergonzado, pero si dijeras, I am embarrassing, pues eso significa que tú eres una persona que da vergüenza. ¿Ya? So they change. In the case of awful, feo, pues no hay un verbo, el adjetivo es primario. The same is with proud. Aunque proud también es un verbo, también se puede utilizar como o como sentirse orgulloso, el verbo sería, por ejemplo, tú puedes decir, I'm proud of my children. Sería me enorgullezco de mis hijos. Or I feel proud about my children. Y aquí en este último caso lo utilizamos como adjetivo. Terrified. ¿Cuál es el verbo base de terrified? Porque termina en ed, por lo tanto proviene de un verbo. Is terrify, que es como aterrorizar. So, can be terrified, o también puedo decir terrifying. Y en este último caso, ¿qué significaría terrifying?
Aterrorizante.
Sorry?
Aterrorizante.
Sí, algo aterrorizante. Entonces, si tú dices, I'm terrified, estoy aterrorizado. I'm terrifying, como como que soy muy feo o soy espantoso, right? The same, we could say stressed, estresado. Stressing, estresante. Exhausted, agotado. Exhausting, what is exhausting? Con ing, ¿qué significaría? Any idea? I couldn't hear Oscar, but guys, anyone else, ¿qué significaría entonces exhausting? I think it's like you right now. I think I cannot hear you, but
Cansado.
ajá, es como Como algo que cansa. Ajá.
La
No
cansación.
sí, algo que produce cansación. La no exhaustivo, exhausto, pero no exhausto de que tú estás exhausto, sino que lo produce. Por ejemplo, an exhausting job, un trabajo agotador. An exhausting job. Okay, very well. Tomorrow we'll learn more about adjectives and how to turn verbs into adjectives. Thank you so much, guys, for class, for your recommendation.